Hey tubers, me again. So the reason for this video is I've been texting with my buddy Steve. He works on small engines and stuff, and he's back in the Midwest. But I don't know how somehow. Oh, I know. He just got done working on a Husqvarna and made a couple bucks, and so he says now his next purchase is like he wants to go and get a clutch tool. And then our discussions back and forth and whatever. And I said, like, well, you know what? I think I'm going to make a video on some specialty tools. And these are just things that I've either made or, I use them enough to where, most of this stuff is available. You can just go out and buy it, but I just prefer to make them. So before we get started in the tools, I wanted to show you something. Here, well, hold on. Let's see, turn the light on. This is a brand new cylinder kit for, what do you call it? TS410 cut saw. And this is why. Let's see if we can get inside of there. This is the inside of the cylinder. I'll show you the piston that came out of this as well. And all the damage is over there on the exhaust. See, here's the exhaust, and then here's all the damage on that port. I mean, that groove is like, I don't know. See how bad it is? And there's actually a piece of, look straight, right, okay, wait a minute, end of my finger, when I pull my finger away, right there, it'll be middle of the screen. See, that looks like a dowel pin from the piston or a piece of the ring that just got jammed up inside of there. Anyways, this is the piston. Came out of that cylinder, and that's all on the exhaust. And you know what does that, guys? Is because look, this side over here is like pristine. They take and they start them up and they just go full bore. They don't let them heat soak, they don't let them warm up. That's 100% because of the owner operator that did that. And then it's not necessary. Just let it run. So, anyways, there's that. So we're gonna rebuild that today. Now let's get back to the task at hand here. So I'm gonna have to take in. Let's see. Go like this. Here's the block that it came out of. Okay, and so down inside here, because there was so much damage and stuff, I have to take and wash this out, with gasoline or something. Make sure that there's nothing left down in there. I'll use gasoline that's got premix oil in it. The same stuff that I run through it is what I'll put in there, and then also take and run a magnet, looking for any stray pieces. So here we go. Specialty tool, the magnet, telescoping magnet. These come in handy as heck all the time. And in this particular case, there's the broken rings that came off of that. Any little pieces that are going to be down inside the crankcase, I should be able to take and grab with this magnet. So that magnet is pretty handy. Now, here's another specialty tool that I have that I use a lot. And here's a little secret, guys. So if you're working on a steel, chances are like any of the threads that are put into that machine, like they're going to be like, there's going to be a corresponding bolt, obviously, that goes with it, and that you can use those while you're maybe like taking stuff apart. So anyways, here's the the piston, and like, so now it's sitting, you know, on top of the connecting rod. And I've watched guys do videos, and you know what they do? They'll put a punch or something in there, and they'll just start whacking on that thing, and I cringe every time I see that. But that's the wrist pin. This is the bolt. I think it might even be like a carburetor securing. Anyways, it's the exact same size. And so what I do is like, so the wrist pin will be inside the machine. I run the bolt through, and then just take and tighten the nut, and then that will extract the wrist pin. So like, there's a specialty tool. Same thing with these. I just leave them together, and then I don't even remember what this one here is for. And then I have all these little different spacers that you might need to take and, you know, as your piece of work is coming out, you might need the spacer or take the spacers out. This is an 8mm socket that's been ground down. So if you've ever worked on like BG 85, 86, 55, any of those machines and stuff, in those little securing nuts for the air filter and holds the carburetor in, so that you need to have a ground up socket in order to get in there, a really super thin walled socket. So that's what that one is for. These are more pullers that I make. Same deal, you know. This one here, I know, like if you've ever had to take and replace, what do you call it? The fuel elbow on like a Briggs & Stratton carburetor. There's a little plastic piece that goes on the end of that, and that's what splits. So you take this, you just thread this in here, and then you can take and pull that fuel line piece out of there. Also, a lot of the tools that you already have. This happens to be just a Craftsman nut driver. It's 1/4 inch, but this also is the exact same size on a TS 410, 420. Is like, this is the exact same size to take and push that wrist pin out. You can see how. So there's another tool. You gotta have these. These are like a must. I got like 2 or 3 of them. These are T27s. These ones happen to be by Irwin, I believe, but they're what, I don't know, 5, 6, yeah. Irwin T27. So I got like 2 or 3 of those. Let's move over here, zoom in a little bit. These specialty wrenches and stuff, these, you get them, a lot of this stuff comes from Harbor Freight. Like these ones here, you can see that they're all burned up, because that's what I take and I will hold on to exhaust screens and then burn them off with MAP gas. If you follow the channel, you've seen me use these before. These 3, you know, they come in handy for automotive, small engines, wood chippers, stuff like that. If you got to take and pull a fuel line, like I've seen so many guys, and whatever works for you is whatever works for you. That's what I'm saying. But you can just take and reach in there with these little pliers, grab them, and it just seems like once you give it a twist and you get it loose off of, you know, either the carburetor or the gas tank or whatever, like, and now you can just take and pull them off. So like, these are, I use them a lot. They're worth their weight in gold, and they come in different sizes. Moving on down the line. So here's a little pair. I've got like 2 or 3 sets of these too, and these just have fuel line pushed onto the end of them. So like if I am working on a trimmer, hedgers, you know, blower or something like that, and I don't really, and everything is okay, I just want to take and pinch the fuel line off. I just go like this. Here, I'll do it out of here at the end. Go like this. They lock, they're locked down here, and it doesn't hurt the fuel line because they put the little rubber things, the little pieces of fuel line on the end, and so the integrity of that is still okay. Just a little something that I do. And specifically, I think Steve and I was talking about like a clutch removal tool for this, and it's like, well, you know what? I think you can go and buy one, but it seems like most everything starts $25-$30 nowadays. It's like you would just take and put that. Get you a little closer. That the specialty tool will go around the outside of the clutch, and then you just zip it with your with your impact in order to take it off. Well, if you go to Harbor Freight and spend like $3 or $4 on one single socket, you take and you line it up, center it, and then have it all lined up. Let me see, the light's on, and you just take a grinder. See, like where I had marked that, you just grind it, and then come across. So you're going to put these slots. Now that tool is just like the rest of them over here. That tool is dedicated for that. That's that job. Then you might have to make one for an Echo, one for a Steel, one for a Husky, one for a Craftsman, whatever. But once you got them, you got them. So you can imagine if you had to spend $20-$30 on each one of those, and you're working on 5 different machines, so that's $150 just in specialty tools. I don't know. This is my steel flywheel puller. And basically, these 2 nuts were somewhere on an old machine that couldn't be saved. And then all I did is like I drilled that hole and I tapped the hole. You can see where the bolt is right there. You loosen the nut off the journal. Like if it was right here, you would loosen that up and leave a little gap. Tighten this down till you feel the resistance, and then just hit it, smack it with a hammer, and then the flywheel will just loosen up all by itself. And it's because of this. Nothing special. Those belong on the machine. Those belong on the machine. And then whatever. I just made that out of a piece of steel. So realistically, if I had a bigger flywheel, if I wanted to use a Briggs, to try to do this, on a Briggs, and the holes were this far, there's nothing stopping me from just taking a drill a hole here, and then so now this flywheel puller would be good for, a lot of different ones. But it's just all these little different things that, you accumulate over time. Now you don't have to just spend a whole day making specialty tools. And then this is my new box. That was had a coupon or something at Ace, but it's really nice. It's a Craftsman, and nothing mixes when you close it and, like suitcase it. So down here, I just keep fuel grommets, primer bulbs, old like Steel and Echo bolts and stuff. These are to me, these are all pretty specific for what they need to be used for. And if I have extras, I just hang on to them. There's a kill switch that works. Some old triggers, parts, whatever. Bunch of different filters. And the difference on, if you ever go to buy these, on Amazon or whatever, it's going to give you, hold on, I'll try to show you. This might be a generic. Let's see if this one is. Okay. Here's this one. There's the part number. This is a Steel. So there's that part number, 3583400A. That A represents that tip, what size that is to be accepted into the fuel line. So there'll be a different last number other than that A will determine the size of that tip. A little bit of information maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know. So anyways, Specialty tools. This holds a cable for lawnmower, but it also, like when you take and you want to go and do a test run, and you got to take and secure the bale. This clips right onto the handle and it holds the bale up so it can run without you hanging on to it. Just another little. I just took and I used what do you call it? I hate it when I say what do you call it. I just used the oscillating tool to make that. So, anyways, all kinds of fun stuff. And then here's what's going on for the rest of the day. Yeah, we got to take and put that new jug and everything over on that machine. I got to finish prepping that up, clean that up. What's going on? There's a 9010 backpack blower waiting on a ignition coil. This is an old 770. It runs great. It just needs a new throttle cable. So waiting on that to come in. You gotta rebuild a pull rope on this one over here. And you got another little funny echo blower that I've never seen, never worked on before. But anyways, yeah, guys, let me know. I'm gonna be very interested to know, is like, what's your specialty tools look like. I keep them all in like two spots. One in like this door. If you ever worked on a Nissan brakes, this is the wrench or the specialty tool that you need in order to take and to wind in that caliper. A lot of guys, maybe, I don't know, maybe you knew it, maybe you didn't know it. And then I keep a bunch of them over here. And then old Harbor Freight sockets and stuff in case I need to grind them. Whatever. Okay, and then these are like for fuel lines, Ford fuel lines. Other makes use these too, but mostly Fords. And then if you know, this is really, really old school, you guys. Really old school. If you know what that wrench is for and why it's bent on that 90, put it down there in the comments. That would be prize-worthy if you actually knew what you use this for. So anyways, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And this is like almost 20 minutes of nothing. But I felt the need. So, and then, like I said, I do talk to like Dave Ackerman and Steve and, a few of the guys. Because they've all, if they reach out, and it's like, and give them my phone number, and like, and then we can just text stuff. And if you're one of those guys that thinks you're like, hey, like maybe Zombie would know something or whatever, feel free. Just like leave a note down in the comment so we can trade phone numbers and just go through text messaging. So, all right, guys, that's it. Enjoy the rest of your coffee. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.